Hey guys, Peter here to do a concert review. I just got home from Korpiklaani Arkona show in the great city of Toronto. Both bands embarking on a massive North American tour that's going to take them East Coast to West Coast. This was their 5th stop on the tour. They already played Boston, New York, Quebec City, Montreal, and now the great city, the center of the universe, Toronto. In Toronto, they were playing at the Mod Club. Small venue, not too small, but a small venue. My first time at this venue, I really like the venue. I like the setup of the venue. I like the sound. I like everything about this venue. I like the fact that there was no security up front, so you were able to get as close as you wanted to the band, even on top of the stage. It happened a few times during the concert for people that wanted to do some stage diving. So it was a really close, intimate, interactive venue that allowed the fans to really interact with the band, if you will, and for the band to interact with the fans. For this specific show, it was announced that both bands would be playing an extended set. Korpiklaani played 2 hours, and Arkona had an hour and 15 minutes, give or take a minute. So both bands playing a much larger set than usual, which for the fans is a bonus, because we got to hear a lot more songs, specifically for those that went there to see Arkona and wanted to get as much out of the opening band as possible. You almost got a headliner set out of them, which is impressive. Both bands are supporting brand new records that they released in this year, so it was a really good treat because it allowed us to hear not only their older material but a lot of their newer material during these sets. And that is always a plus, because you don't get to see these bands touring North America that often, specifically together, but even individually, you don't get to see them in North America that often. So it's nice that when you get to see them, you get an extended set and you get to see a lot more out of one tour stop. To me, this was a bonus. This was like, you know, the cherry on top of the cake, if you will. As far as Arkona is concerned, I was really impressed. Masha, incredible front woman, incredible vocals, incredible stage presence. Just everything about her is metal, if you will. I loved her vocals. I loved how they sounded live. I loved how good they were. I loved her stage presence, how she commands the audience, how she interacted with the audience, how dramatic she is. She's full of flair. She's full of life. And she really brings that into the music. She really incorporates her personality into the music. And she becomes almost a show within the show. Arkona was really, really tight. Extremely, extremely good set. I was blown away by how good they sounded live. Absolutely phenomenal band to see live. Great performance. Great musicians. Great show. There was nothing negative about their performance. Absolutely incredible. I loved it. I wish I could have gotten 15 more minutes out of it. Now I'm being a little bit selfish considering we got an hour and 15 minutes. I would like to get another 15 minutes. I just didn't want their show to stop. That's how good it was. I really enjoyed their live performance. I enjoyed everything about their live performance. I enjoyed how they sounded live. I enjoyed her vocals live. I enjoyed the stage, their stage presence, the way they interacted with the audience. Everything about their performance tonight was flawless, was amazing. For those of you that are not into this band as much, perhaps, I highly recommend checking them out. But more so, check them out live. This is an awesome, awesome live band. And you really don't lose much from the... Actually, if you will, I almost, from what I've heard from the studio, I almost prefer them live. I think you get a lot more out of this band live. They sound a lot heavier live. They have... almost their sound becomes almost a little bit of folk meets black metal live. I really like how these guys sounded live. And once again, Masha's vocals, incredible. From a live perspective, you don't really lose anything. She has an incredible presence, incredible voice, and it really came across tonight during their show. I really enjoyed it. I left, like, once their set was over, I was completely sold on them. I went in already feeling a little bit of a fan. Like I've discovered this band recently, so I went in feeling a little bit of a fan already. Like I really like what I've heard from them. I really like their material, but I wasn't sure how it was going to translate to a live setting. I wasn't really sure how some of the new songs would translate to a live setting. I was really blown away by how good the band was live, how well their sound was live, and how well their songs translated into a live setting. Really well done. It was really a pleasure. I highly recommend anybody out there having a chance to see this band live, either on this tour or any other tour. If you're in Europe and they're coming to a town nearby, whatever, you gotta go see these guys. Incredible live band, incredible performance, incredible sound. I really enjoyed Arkona. I walked away a huge fan of this band. There's not going to be a chance of these guys ever coming back to town again, and I'm not going to be at that show. I will always be there because I really enjoy their live performance. I thought they blew the crowd away. There was a lot of Arkona fans on the crowd, a lot. I saw a lot of fans in the crowd, and it was really a treat for the Toronto fans to get an hour and 15 minutes set out of this band and get blasted with incredible metal sound and incredible vocals. Love this band, really enjoyed it. By the way, the bagpipes live, how phenomenal are the bagpipes live? The flute was good, but the bagpipes, they sounded so folky, they sounded so good. They gave the song so much melody. To me, the bagpipes were a huge plus. Next to Masha's vocals, the bagpipes, I absolutely loved it. I almost wished every single song had them because they just offer so much melody. But I really enjoy their sound. I'm really going to go check now their back catalog because this concert really opened my appetite for this band. Arkona is definitely one of my favorite bands going forward. I'm really going to check more from them. They blew me away tonight. Great performance. Now, Korpiklaani were the headliners. They played 2 hours. 2 hours. I'm not complaining. I was really happy to hear that they were going to play a 2-hour set. I spoke with Yone from Korpiklaani before the show. I did a short little interview with him, which will be on the channel in the next couple of days. I did a short interview with him, and we got to talk a little bit about the set. So he told me that we're going to be playing the whole brand new album with the exception of one song. So they were going to play pretty much the whole album. And I was really excited about that because I wanted to hear some of their older stuff, but I really love their new album. So I really wanted to hear the sound of this new album because I really love the studio record, obviously, but I really wanted to hear how the new songs were going to sound live. And, you know, dream come true. They played pretty much the whole album live tonight on that 2-hour set. Incredible. I really enjoyed Korpiklaani. A huge difference in terms of the sound and style, going from Arkona, almost a folk metal band with a little bit of black metal in it, to a pure folk metal band in Korpiklaani. Very two distinct sounds. Some similarities, but distinct sounds. And Korpiklaani really wooed the crowd, if you will. The crowd became alive. They were already alive from Arkona, but with Korpiklaani, they took it to 11. The crowd turned it up to 11. The crowd was alive. The crowd was enjoying the songs. They did really well alternating some of the newer stuff with some of the older stuff. Specifically for fans that are not perhaps as familiar with the new material, they did a good job incorporating a little bit of old with a little bit of new. I like how they did that. I like how they spaced those out. They also spaced out songs that are more dynamic, more folky, if you will, with some songs that are more methodic, more slower, heavier in terms of the lyrical content, but also heavier in terms of the actual song itself. So I like how they spaced things out. It really allowed for the crowd to catch a breath between more dynamic songs. I really like how they spaced them out. I really like how they set up their set. Perfect as far as I'm concerned from Korpiklaani. Really enjoyed them live. What a great live band, very dynamic on stage, always interacting with the audience, not necessarily talking with the audience from that aspect of interaction, but always nodding to the audience, you know, gesturing to the audience. There was always some sort of interaction between the band members and the audience, and that to me creates a really cool fluidity. It allows for the concert to just really become seamless. It's almost like songs are coming at you and you don't even know the time is passing by. I really enjoy Korpiklaani live. A lot of guys on stage for a very short, small stage. So that became problematic at some point in time. They really had to juggle themselves, if you will, on stage in order for all of them to be able to fit in such a small stage. But great band live. My first time seeing Korpiklaani live. Once again, it won't be my last. I just came back from the concert and I can't wait to see them live again. They really blew me away with their performance. And then, like I said, the crowd came alive. You start to see crowd surfers. You start to see people jumping on stage and jumping from stage to the audience, and then crowd surfing. I filmed some of those. I'm going to put them on Instagram for you guys to see. Really, really cool to see that kind of stuff. I really enjoy seeing, people going on stage and just running and then just jumping into the crowd. Really, really exciting stuff. Really things that bring metal shows to life, if you will. Really enjoyable. I really like that. I also like their sound. How they sounded live was very fluid, was very clean, very crisp. There was nothing really to point at as far as their live performance. That was super enjoyable. I really liked everything from Korpiklaani. They played some of my favorite songs, so I'm not gonna complain. 2 of the last 3 songs was Vodka and Beer. So I'm not gonna complain about anything to do with their set. They played pretty much all my favorite songs, and on top of that, they played pretty much the whole new album, which I absolutely loved, and I love how the song sounded live. Kalo Maya is my favorite song from the new record. It's almost 10 minutes long, the longest song on the record. They played that song. It sounded absolutely beautiful live. I had goosebumps during the violin parts of that song. That song, to me, is the best song on the record. And it was one that I was really excited to perhaps see live. I didn't know if they were going to play this song because I didn't know how long their set was going to be. Once I saw the set was going to be 2 hours, I figured on a 2-hour set, there's no way they cannot incorporate a 10-minute long song. Sure enough, the song was on the set and it was absolutely beautiful. I just, like I said, I had goosebumps during the violin portions of that song. That song has so much melody. It's heavy and it has melody and alternates heaviness with melody, and it just plays so well in a live setting. I really hope for people attending this tour, they get to see this song live because it's a real treat. It's really dynamic. It really gives you a different side of the band. And like I said, one of my favorite songs from the new record. One more thing I want to mention is I've never seen this at a metal show before. I saw it today. You guys are not going to believe this. So there was a guy crowd surfing, and then I believe it was during Beer. There was a guy, yeah, 100%. During Beer, there's a guy crowd surfing. He gets close enough to the stage, and Yanni pops a beer open and pours it like really high up. It pours it in the guy's mouth as he's crowd surfing. I've never seen a guy drink a beer from the lead singer of the band poured on him during crowd surfing. I've never seen that in my life. It was absolutely epic. The crowd completely erupted. The crowd went nuts. Everybody went nuts. Super cool to see. It was so much fun. You could tell that the guy was having such a good time. Everybody around him was having a good time. Everybody in the venue was having a good time. Korpiklaani was a party, a folk metal party, if you will. I really enjoyed it. How crazy the crowd got during some songs, how dynamic the set was. All of these factors played in to be one incredible night from both bands. Arkona warmed up the night and heated up the night, and then Korpiklaani just blew the roof off the venue. 2 incredible, massive bands touring through North America right now. Highly recommend anybody that's living close enough to one of the venues where they're playing to go see their show. You're not going to regret. Both bands were incredible. I'm going to post the tour dates on the description of this video. So if you guys are interested in attending one of the shows, go check the description of the video, find out where they're playing, buy a ticket, go see them, and pick up some merch. By the way, the merch was very affordable. $50 for a hoodie, $35 for a t-shirt. Those prices are reasonable. I've seen a lot higher. I've seen $100 for a hoodie and $50 for a t-shirt. So $50 for a hoodie, $35 for a t-shirt is not bad. For those of you wondering, they're selling CDs, they're selling vinyls, they're selling all sorts of other stuff. There's plenty out there. There's a lot of choices as far as t-shirts and hoodies are concerned. There's a lot to choose from if you want to pick up some merch. But most important, these bands are touring right now in North America. Don't wait for the next tour. They're playing incredible sets, incredible songs. They have 2 brand new records that they're supporting. Support them. Go see their show. All right, guys? Take care.